All right, guys, what is going on? We've got Zelniq for cat or versus Catz, not for Catz. A little ZVZ action here on Lost Temple, Game One. Now, ZVZ, a lot of people have kind of called this matchup one of the more boring matchups, simply because you see a lot of Lings and a lot of Banelings. Sometimes you see players kind of go Roach, possibly to hold off those Banelings, and then go to a quick Muta tech. We'll just have to see what these two players decide to do in today's match. Diggity, what are your thoughts on ZVZ?
I really like ZVZ these days, actually. It's even more technical than in StarCraft. In StarCraft, it came down to Muta Scourge most of the time, or Scourge, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But it was just this really big technical matchup, and it was really micro-dependent. Now it's still sort of micro-dependent, but it's more about position. And if you can get your Banelings in front or around or just running around hatcheries, I find it really entertaining, honestly.
Yeah, I actually like the spawn points from both players. We have the yellow Zerg cat spawning in the south. In the north, we have the orange Zelniq. Just realizing that both those colors are relatively close to each other. So hopefully these fights aren't going to be too confusing for those viewers out there. But I do like these spawn points because you are going to be able to take your high yield expansion if you do, or if you do last that long, if this game does last that long, as I was saying that Banling Ling seems to be kind of the standard opening in this matchup.
Yeah, I really feel like the aggressor tends to get the advantage. So it's always been about sneaking drones and things like that, but it's just when you sneak your drones, that can just be the entire match. Looks like we're seeing cancellation on both ends off the hatchery to get that additional drone to provide a little boost to economy. But yeah, it's just so exact, so precise. The player who I almost feel like some of it is just positional luck, some of it's forethought, but all of it is just pure action. It just comes down to a couple seconds, which Banelings explode where, and that can decide the entire match.
We do have a drone coming out for Zelniq, so that is going to allow Catz to pull slightly ahead, although it's not going to be too much. But again, every little mineral counts here in StarCraft 2. Neither players have started building a spawning pool, so they might just be waiting for possibly a fast expansion. Catz is at 200, 250, and he is pulling a drone out. He is putting it on his expansion, mass clicking there, so it looks like we are going to see a fast expansion from Catz. And in Zelniq's base, we do have a spawning pool going up, so a little bit of deviation from both these players, and I like to see this in a show match.
Yeah, I really want to see how Catz plans on defending this natural expansion. It gets so difficult as soon as the Banelings are played, even speed Zerglings along that corner. Particularly if you decide to go that Roach option, you end up getting pinned on that ramp. You really can't pull those Roaches down, otherwise the Zerglings can bypass. And if you end up with a Baneling in your main, it is bad news. That's basically having a nice little atomic bomb with legs walking around at your home base. It's just absolutely devastating. 12 o'clock position, Zelniq has expanded, but he's done it after spawning pool, which if you can get a couple Zerglings to the south position, he might end up pretty well. The fact that he's decided to expand as well, though, instead of taking his gas right here, is really going to pay off for Catz.
Yeah, Catz does have two more harvesters right now, so he is pulling a little bit ahead in the economy, but I'm sure Zelniq will start picking that up. We do have gas going down for Zelniq. We don't have gas quite yet. There it goes for Catz, so he's going to be a little bit behind of Zelniq in that regard, but really not too much. We do have some Lings popping for Zelniq right now, as well as that pull finishing for Catz and some Lings of his own. Looks like Zelniq is going to send his two Lings across, but that hatch is going to be spawned there at the natural expansion of Catz.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those interesting things. In the original StarCraft, one of the rules was basically the later you can put down your spawning pool, the more ahead you would be if you could just defend it off after the fact. I almost feel like in StarCraft 2, just because the positional advantage when Banelings are out in play, it's not the reverse, but it's definitely not as punishing to put down your spawning pool a little bit later. And Zelniq did get it down a little bit earlier, I should say. Zelniq did get it a little bit earlier, but Catz still not in a terrible position. Looks like he's got a lot of Lings moving forward. Zelniq is actually needs to start getting a little bit more defenses out. 10 Zerglings, 12 Zerglings from Catz coming into play. Overlord taking a little bit of damage and pulling back. But if these Zerglings engage, Zelniq might have a little bit of trouble defending them, particularly if we see some speed to follow. It looks not seeing the speed upgrade, though, from Catz.
Yeah, we do have the speed upgrade actually just starting for Zelniq, and he's going to pull out a little bit right here in front of his base. There are a ton of Lings from Catz, but however, no speed on that. And there comes the Baneling nest starting for Catz in his main. Now, both players are just kind of trying to figure out what's going on, but we do have a fight here engaging. Looks like Zelniq is going to be able to pull back. Is he going to lose that Ling? No, he is not. So it looks like we have more Lings for Catz, and he did opt to pull back right there. So you did see that Queen. Possibly going to be seeing more Lings coming out from Zelniq right now.
Zelniq right now has a huge economic advantage. He's got 23 drones. He doesn't have much of a Zergling army, but if he can just get a single Baneling, maybe even 2 Banelings out, it doesn't matter how many Zerglings are going to be out and play 4 Catz. They're just going to blow up instantaneously. You'll just see the nice little fry. It's like putting them in a toaster, but an open field. But so Zelniq, in the meantime, trying to engage with a just teeny force, is getting a good look at the huge amount of Zerglings that Catz is fielding. And I'm kind of curious, Catz now actually getting the Banelings out. Zelniq is in a lot of trouble. I don't see a Baneling nest anywhere. Looks like he's trying to build a spine crawler, but I feel like he just got too greedy with his economy, wasn't able to support, didn't get the Baneling nest down in time, and I think he's going to suffer the consequences.
Yeah, Zelniq is going to be in a really rough situation here. He does have the Speedlings finishing before Catz's, and here comes Catz with those Banelings. Oh, wow, 1 Baneling kills almost the entire force of Zelniq, and now there's only, looks like all the Banelings have been used up, and there's only a Spine Crawler now for Zelniq defending. He has pulled a couple of drones pulling out, but looks like we do have some more Lings about to pop, but here come a ton more Ling from Catz. He does not have a speed upgrade yet, but here comes 2 Banelings sneaking into the main of Zelniq, and there go 2 drones to try to pull in. He is going to pull all of those drones. He looks like he killed only 3 drones with those Banelings, and here comes speed for Catz, and now he has a ton of Lings in the main of Zelniq and a ton more Lings now streaming across the map.
Catz now has speed, and Zelniq's space is in complete breach. He just got way too greedy in this match. Wow, yeah, and he's going to do the GG. He realizes it. Catz realized it. Great exploitation on Catz's part. Just noticing, hey, Zelniq isn't building Banelings. He's not building any D. I'm just going to charge him and end it here.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Catz taking game 1 here on Lost Temple, and we are going to move on to game 2 on Metalopolis.